Now today's video is a little bit of a segue from what we normally do on this channel, but this is going to be interesting, so stay with me. Me and my brother used to own a movie poster company. Now don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with any of the details because let's be fair, none of you care about that. But seeing as I'm a movie poster expert, self-proclaimed of course, I thought I would show you 4 great dinosaur movie posters. 3 of which you could actually get your hands on and put up on your wall one day. One, probably not, but the other 3 are doable. Now, why am I doing dinosaurs and not reptiles? Well, it's a simple answer. Dinosaurs are better. Collecting reptiles is fantastic. I love doing it. I've been doing it for a long time now. But there are limitations. You've got to look after the animals. You've got to have space for the animals. It's a lot more expensive. It's a lot more consistent care. A movie poster, you just kind of hang it up on the wall somewhere, put it in a frame, and there you go. It's gorgeous. And you just leave it there and you get to enjoy it every day. Bloody hell, I've been wearing my sunglasses this entire time. Do I refilm what I just did, or do I just pretend like it never happened? Now, this is a list of 4 fantastic dinosaur movie posters, not 4 fantastic dinosaur movies. Most of these are shite. Now, the first movie poster on our list here is When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth. Now, the movie itself is kind of dog shit, but the poster is epic. Remember, that's all we're looking at. We don't care about the movies, we're only looking at the posters. Now, I'm not going to really be explaining anything when it comes to movie posters or movie memorabilia or anything like that. That's a separate video or separate channel, if anything. For those of you that don't know, movie posters are pretty big. This is a pre-80s movie, which means it's going to be 27 inches wide by 41 inches tall. It's quite a big poster. But this is a folded poster from the 70s. Anything pre-80s is most likely folded. But look at how epic that is. You got a T-Rex looking thing here. It's not a T-Rex, but goodness knows what it is. Theropod back there. And then we've got some pterosaurs. We have some other animal behind one of her knees. This poster is just epic looking, right? It's real 70s, in your face, big wording. When dinosaurs ruled the earth, enter an age of unknown terrors, pagan worship and virgin sacrifice. Now that's the movie poster, which I think has a lot of white. You see the bottom portion there where the dinosaur ruled the earth kind of? It's got a lot of white, right? A lot of wasted space. I prefer the insert of this poster. It's a lot more compact. We've got all of the content that really matters. We've got the dinosaur eating a girl. We've got a fight at the back. Now there's a couple of strong reasons as to why I love this poster so much, and they're located almost dead in the center of it. But absolutely epic poster. The main poster of this movie, which is the 27 by 41, that sells for typically about 50 bucks. The insert sells for a little bit more because inserts aren't typically folded. So this poster isn't going to have any crease marks. But an insert is 14 inch by 36 inches, so still a fair size. They're also a little bit more rare. There are usually less inserts made than theatrical one sheets, which are the big posters. The insert itself usually goes from 70 to 100 bucks for this particular poster. Side note, real quick, every country has its own poster style and has its own kind of marketing system. The posters that work in North America don't tend to work in Asia. The posters that work in parts of Europe don't tend to work in parts of North America. For example, this is the German one. You're more than welcome to Google what this poster looks like, and I advise that you do. It's a beautiful looking image for more reasons than one. Literally, there's multiple. Movie number 2, The Last Dinosaur. Now this is a 1977 movie, so it's a different size to the poster of 1970. Word to the wise people, if you intend on buying any posters, make sure you check the size, because this poster, which was released 7 years after the previous one, is a different size by 1 inch. 1¼ inches. And despite what they say, 1¼ inches is a lot. That's big. Now, it's a pre-80s movie, so the poster's going to be folded. Eventually, they came to terms with, what if we roll the posters? That person was a genius, because before that, they were folding all these fucking things. Now, you can remove the folds from posters, but it's a process of restoring them, and it costs money and time. I've restored plenty of posters. I'll put up a whole bunch here, just flashing past real quick, as to the posters me and my brother have restored. It's usually 200 to 300 per one. Minimum. I just love the look of this poster. Now, the dinosaur is nowhere near factual or realistic. Nowhere near. Look at the way it's standing. It's holding a tree. It's holding a girl. They didn't know what dinosaurs looked like back then, or whoever designed this was just designing what they wanted to. But it's an absolutely epic looking poster. You can't deny that. Like the previous one, this movie is absolutely shit. Don't watch it. Now, this poster's a little bit more collectible than the previous one. This particular poster would sell anywhere from $150 to $200. But based on the quality of this particular poster, I'd probably put it closer to the $200 mark. By the way, all this money is American. It's just easier. Now, remember before that I said different countries have different marketing ploys and generally have different posters? Well, this is the French one. Tinging posters blue and orange is pretty much in every French poster. poster. Now I'm going to show you the German poster again here. That's absolutely dog shit, isn't it? That's fucking horrible. I mean, we thought the dinosaur in the American and the French version didn't look realistic. This one looks like a fucking slinky. Now you see on this submarine here, it says the word thrust. I want you to keep that in mind for the Japanese one I'm about to show you. Yeah, there's the Japanese one. This submarine digger looking thing. It's been a long time since I've watched this movie, so I'm not entirely sure what it is now. Perfectly located, but fantastic poster. That's number 2. Now this poster is just as a side note. This is not in the list of the 4, because I don't think this poster is really realistic. This movie poster is from the 2005 Peter Jackson King Kong movie. Movie wasn't terrible, it was alright. I loved it when I was a kid, I haven't watched it since, and I have a feeling that if I was to watch it, I'd be disappointed, so I've avoided it, and just let it live with the nostalgia that I have. But that's an absolutely epic looking poster right there. The only problem is this is a bus stop poster, which means it's fucking massive. So this poster measures 4 foot by 6 foot, so good luck putting that anywhere. I actually do have a bus stop poster in my house. It's just outside the Snake Room, and it's of Margot Robbie standing outside a theatre for the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So you can get frames that big, but I can't imagine that most people are going to want a poster that big up in their house. Honourable mention, most people could never do it because it's so big. It's not an expensive poster by any means. This poster is going to cost you about $100 to $150 if you do decide to go for this. The frame's what's going to cost you a lot, probably double that. Another honourable mention here, we got The Land Before Time, 1988, I believe. I could push back and find out, but I've jumped the page now. It's a pretty decent poster, right? There's a lot going on in there. But let's be fair, you can't have a dinosaur poster collection, kind of, that's kind of what we're doing here, without having the OG big boy Jurassic Park. You can't not have that in the collection. Now, this is the poster that everybody's going to know. This is not the one that I'm going to go for. The one I'm going to go for is the yellow style. Now, the yellow poster was the original concept, but they abandoned it and then went with the red concept. Now, you can get a couple of different styles of these posters. You can get the advanced, you can get the teaser, you can get the original release. I'm going to go for the teaser poster because it doesn't have any of the writing underneath. It just has the season and the year of release, because at the time when they made this poster, they didn't have a clue when it was coming out. But I'm going to go for the yellow concept because it has that little bit of history in it. Now, if you like the red one more than the yellow one, that's perfectly fine. Choose that. They're not that much different in price. And if you do want to get the ones that have all the names on it, meaning you want to get an advance or you want to get an original release, they cost about the same anyway. But I like this style more because it really emphasizes the logo. You can't have a poster collection without one of these. These are the OG. If you're really a dinosaur enthusiast, dinosaur lover, you should have one of these. And if you don't, I'm disappointed and you need to do better. Now, for those of you that may actually end up going and buying some of these posters, or you're interested in buying some of these posters, this is an auction site called eMovie. Everything they sell is legitimate. They're a safe bet if you want to buy, because the biggest problem with buying movie posters is that there are fakes, and a lot of them, and they're hard to tell if you're not within the industry. By buying it on this website, you might overpay by a slight margin, but not enough to really worry about. But I would rather recommend you pay a little bit above what it's worth than for you to go looking elsewhere and buy a fake. And then you've completely wasted your money. You've basically just bought a photocopy. Buy from them or do proper research. If I still had that poster business running, I would obviously put a link to that in my description and say, go there and buy it from me. However, I don't. Not meaning to boast here, but I actually have both of these. And not just both of these, I have the teaser, the advanced, and the original release, because I'm a movie poster collector. Same with collecting reptiles, it's an addiction and I cannot help myself. Now, this final poster is my favorite dinosaur poster. I don't have this one, not yet anyway, because they're a bitch to get, and you'll see why in a second. And here it is. Look at that fucking beauty. Look at that. It's a fucking epic poster right there. You got the red eye, which really draws your attention. The skeleton down there, the banner from the movie, the staircase. Absolutely fucking love this poster, but I don't have one, and that's a fucking mistake. Now, this poster did not come out in 1993 alongside the movie. Quick lesson, even though I said I wasn't going to do it, I have to give you a quick lesson to explain what this is. This is an art print. So basically what they do is they license out a particular movie, they get a particular artist, and a lot of them are quite famous within the industry, especially the one that did this, and they get them to create a concept art, basically, and make the poster. By the way, the Funko Pop company just purchased the company Mondo. Mondo are the people that made this. Now, all of these art prints are limited quantity, and a lot of them tend to be better than the movie poster. All these art prints I'm about to show you are from Jurassic Park, the 1993 movie, but they were all made 15 to 20 years after the movie came out from various artists, but they're all limited quantities. You got that one right there, that's pretty fucking cool. You got that one right there, and that one's even cooler. We've got this one here, which I actually own this one. Now, there was only 75 of these posters made, by the way, which is why I don't own one. They're a lot rarer, because they don't come up for sale very often. Now, the sizes of art prints vary. This is a bit of an odd size. It's a 21.5 inch by 39 inch. Bit of a bizarre size, right? Why not just go with 21 inch or 22 inch? What was the half inch really needed for? They don't make frames at that size. All art prints usually come in two styles. This is the variant. The original, or the more basic version, is this one, the orange coloration. Now, this is still a great poster, but it's just not, in my mind, as epic. This poster, they made 220 of. The one I prefer, because it's the variant, meaning more rare, they made 75 of them. So there's a lot more of these. So these ones come up for sale a lot more often. The orange one's a great looking poster, but sod off, I want the better one. Out of the 4 posters that I showed you, well, I guess 6 if you include Land Before Time and King Kong, which was your favorite? So there you go. It's a bit of a different type of video, this. But in fairness, my channel doesn't get a huge amount of views, so, you know, it can't really hurt if I do something different. Now, I don't typically ask the audience for video recommendations because, let's be fair, that's my fucking job. But would you want me to do more videos like this? Would you want me to show you some more epic posters to do with dinosaurs, to do with reptiles, to do with animals in general? I have a lot of background with movie posters and things like that. It's an industry that I'm very familiar with. Thank you to all of those people that have been with me for 6 months and to all those people that have joined me over the last 6 months. Thank you to every single viewer, every single subscriber, every single person that's commented, liked, disliked, whatever. If you've interacted with anything that I've done, thank you. You mean the world to me, and I'll see you in the next one.